Welcome to the Wally Show precast, which is, I think the girls are a little distracted, and I blame my wife because my wife reads People magazine and then makes me bring them in for Betty to read during work. And so that's what's happening right now. Betty and Becca, and now Zach, are going
It's how to rock the red carpet.
Oh, well.
These are things every American needs to know.
Absolutely. This is the important stuff in life.
And I stopped getting my free People magazine.
You
so
did?
I did. They finally stopped.
Sandra Leaks.
Oh,
Kendra
Leaks. Yeah, Becca got a free People subscription from somebody named Kendra Leaks. Did everything she could to try to alert People magazine that it was in error.
I called them, and they're like, oh, okay, we'll look into it. I sent an issue back. I said, return to sender. It popped right back into my mailbox, even though I had crossed it out with marker. Like I contacted someone named Kendra on Facebook.
See, that's where it went next level to like crazy.
Because I felt guilty.
I know.
I couldn't even enjoy.
Does she know?
I couldn't even enjoy the
living
magazine.
under her house.
That's right, Kendra Leaks.
No, she's not. Stop it, guys.
Kendra.
Stop it.
Do you have my copy of People magazine? Hello.
So, when flipping through there, though, there was something kind of sad in there. They were covering the funeral of Celine Dion's husband. I think his name was Renee. He was her manager, and they had been together, husband and wife, for a long time. And you guys were talking about, like, that seems odd. Like, they always have wedding photos and things like that, but to cover a funeral, it seems a little morbid.
Yeah, it's like an entire page spread, and it has different shots of them saying goodbye to the casket, and the Celine with her little face, like mourning lace.
You can tell where the photographer is. He's got a good position in the event, so she must have said that was okay.
So it's not like someone crashing.
Yeah, usually they say they don't want paparazzi there, and they'll allow one magazine person to come in and document
But
it.
even that feels that just feels icky to me, to make money off of your husband's funeral.
Oh, I don't see it as making money.
Everything's making money,
guess,
Betty.
I mean, I guess you're right, but I just see it as she's probably wanting to pay respects to him by letting everyone
By showing
know
her face.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was her by the coffin.
I wonder if where you're so used to being in the public eye, like this is what you do. Everything you do is chronicled, and so it would seem almost like, well, this is just the natural progression of my life. Yeah, of course it's going to be shared. So why not at least control it versus having people, taking pictures or something like that out of it, maybe.
And whether the photos are taken from near or far or wherever you are.
No.
Do you believe
No.
the heart will go on?
No, you know what?
No.
I'm one of the. I arguably am one of the worst people in this room.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
no.
As evidenced by the puppy joke you make later in the show.
That one's really funny.
That's
Wait
not
for that
funny.
because it's good stuff. It'll make it a promo too because it's really funny. But like I would not have made that.
I'm just saying that their love is going on.
No, stop. You're still going.
Even despite the loss, she still loves her husband, and it's not a day of mourning. That's recognizing the love that they shared.
Right.
And that's a
What
beautiful
did you say?
thing.
It'll go on or
and
on?
Her heart will go on.
I
no.
I don't remember how it goes.
Titanic. Yeah.
Oh, is that? Those are the words.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh,
that is insensitive. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that is. I don't know. I think when you live in that life, that just becomes your norm, and so it would just be part of the process. Unfortunately, I think that celebrities do need those downtimes. Some of them, I don't think know how to have that downtime without it being that, but I think you have to have that, and especially things like a funeral should not be encroached upon. And even the publications though that want to show it, to me, that's like. I get you want the scoop on things, but even if there were photographers there, it's like, why? I don't know. Why would you do that? Grieving widow, it shows how much she loves her husband. It's like, just let that moment just be. And not everything has to be covered anymore.
Speaking of things that don't need to be covered, Mark Zuckerberg and Zach have something in common.
What?
And it's not their money.
Babies walking, maybe?
Yes.
Really?
Mark Zuckerberg says that when his daughter starts to walk, he wants to do a 360-degree camera.
Yes!
To create a virtual reality video.
Yes!
For the grandparents.
Yes.
I will tell you this. There is something Zach found, these cameras that will let you as the viewer, whatever's happening that they've shot with one of these cameras, it lets you pick the angle that you want to watch in. And he showed me this with like jet fighters, and he and I are like, oh my goodness.
Unbelievable.
We showed it to the girls. What was their reaction? Yeah.
Well, I was like,
jet.
Because one of the guys in the jet is texting. I'm like, who's flying the plane? Who's flying the plane?
Yeah.
You totally lost focus of what was cool.
Yeah, the fact that you could choose how you view
You just
this
move your
video.
phone around. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We are getting one. I spent hours yesterday researching. I found the one I want. I just need to find $7.99.
$799.
Yes.
That's it.
That doesn't seem that expensive. That's only like $2 a degree.
Wow, that's awesome.
For your birthday, I'll buy you 4 degrees.
Sweet.
I'll go in for 4.
We should raise it by degrees.
Man, no, that would be kind of cool because we could put that in the studio.
Yeah, and we'll to have artists sing their songs, and you be able to look around wherever you want. I mean, that's
Oh,
what
my
I
goodness.
didn't mean to give that idea away. Don't steal this if you're listening from another.
Because
Anyway.
other stations do listen to
Yes.
us, and they try to imitate what we do, but they
Yeah.
can't.
Trademark Wally Show.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
We called it. It's ours.
I am a little bummed about this is because then people could spin it around, and from the normal sides of the camera we have where my hair's all spiky, not a problem. You spin that bad boy to the back, there's a good chance you're seeing scalp, and I'm not going to be happy about
It's like
that.
the opposite of a mullet.
Yes.
It's party in the front and nothing in the back.
And
Yes.
no one in the back.
Yes, standing
Crickets in the
remotely.
back.
No one showed up for work for the business.
Yeah, I'm not happy about this.
But I think one of these cameras would have been cool, like when we went to Ghana. Like if we could, just have it in the middle of the school so people can see all that's going around,
Yeah.
around, and because there's so much
But is it
activity.
just
in
one
school.
camera?
Yeah.
But
Well,
it
there's
gets
like
everything.
There's like a bunch of different cameras inside of it that capture everything.
It's all high techy, but it's cool. Trust me.
I'm bored. Next thing.
On to the football contest that we had going on Facebook to get your name on our big game grid for a chance to win that 60-inch flat screen, the home theater, and the Woodlawn movie. We allowed our Facebook peeps with a question to get in on this.
Yeah, we did it just for potties, and the winner was.
That's what I mean. I said Facebook. I mean,
Well, yeah,
potties.
but they submitted it on Facebook, and a couple people emailed Wally because you didn't have Facebook. We
Put them in.
We counted you in too, and Wally can attest. I did it totally randomly to
Yep.
pick a winner, and our winner for that contest is Ray Britton.
Nicely done, Ray!
So Ray's gonna get that Woodlawn DVD, and he's gonna be on the big game grid to maybe win a huge TV.
Now, the question was about 3 different players in the NFL and said something to the effect of, besides their position, what do these 3 players have in common? I don't remember their names. And the answer was that they are all the heaviest players in the NFL. So they're all on this list of the top 5, I think, of guys that weigh 350 pounds or more. So like 350 to 364. And there were some people that were like, is this a race thing? Like they thought the answer was like because they're all black. Really? Do you think that was what the answer was going to be in this question?
Someone else said, "Is it because all 3 of their last names end in S?"
Oh, didn't think of that either. I mean, there's a lot of commonalities, but
Sure.
the
But,
one thing we were looking for.
right, and I still did it randomly, and the random person I selected happened to get it right. So
Well, fantastic. Well, there you go. We have a big winner for that contest. And let me see here. Oh, here's something that I wanted to get to in the show, but did not get a chance to because I know everybody at time to time is looking for a new job. But there was a career website that analyzed Google searches to find out what types of jobs each state, the people in that state search for the most. And so here are some of the top. Some of them, seem to fit well, like in Oregon, urban farmer. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Minnesota lumberjack. I didn't know they did a lot of tree cutting in Minnesota.
I need to move to Minnesota.
Yeah, you do.
find you a lumberjack.
Do you ever watch Axemen on History Channel?
I tried to, but I really couldn't get into it.
Yeah, it's a hit or miss one. I don't watch the ones where the guys are cutting down trees on land, like Zitterkoff logging. I don't watch them.
You do the underwater trees?
Yeah, I do. I watch the river
thing?
logging. It's a thing.
River logging.
What
That would
happened?
be so much fun.
Yeah, what happened is back in the day, that's how they used to transport all the logs, was just they'd let them float down the river. Logs would be call them sinkers. Some of them would sink, and especially the cypress and stuff, and it gets buried. There's no oxygen that gets to it, and it's worth thousands and thousands of dollars because it's perfectly preserved and it's 200 years old and stuff like that. So that's so they have guys that dive underwater, find these logs where they can't see, and then bring them up.
Where
That's
are they
what I like.
at? Like,
A lot of it's in Florida, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, so there's a lot of cypress down in
what
Florida.
channel is that?
History Channel. It's
I
Axemen,
don't
but
have
it's just...
I don't have cable.
Oh, you can... History on Demand, maybe.
Maybe. Okay, I'll have to check it out.
But anyway, West Virginia coal jobs. That makes sense, coal mining industry up there. But some of the ones that were kind of weird were like Colorado was just generic account manager. Like everyone in Colorado wants to be an account manager. South Carolina might be the oddest one. We'll save that one. Nebraska, who searches for telemarketing jobs? But apparently a bunch of people in Nebraska, that's what they do.
Bless them.
Yeah, that's a tough job. I would not want to be a telemarketer. We had one call us last night, and I go through times when I'm like really kind, and then times when I'm just like, I just don't want to deal with it. And I try to remember to be kind, but it's like they won't stop calling. And I'll get the same call on my phone. I have one that comes on my cell phone that's for a pharmacy. And I've gotten over the course of years hundreds of phone calls from them. And
if they call my phone, I threaten them now because I'm on the do not call list, and that's
Right.
illegal, and it drives me crazy.
yeah, I've had them say, "Oh, we'll take you off the list, sir. We'll take you off the list, sir." And
I shouldn't have been on the list.
I know, and then I get called again, and so what I do now is for sport, I try to sell them something. I look around, and I say, "Okay, well, you want to sell me some pharmaceuticals? Okay, I respect that. I actually have some Funyuns, so what I'd like to do is work out a deal with you right now, and so then I just keep them on the line and try to sell them that." The South Carolina actually has probably one of the oddest ones, sewer jobs. In South Carolina.
South Carolina sewer jobs. I can't think of a connection that would make that a more prevalent job in that state.
Yeah, I don't know what it would be, but
And who
yeah.
Googles sewer jobs?
That's something I just thought you kind of fell into. Hey-o! But not something you went, I aspire to this. But maybe somebody does. Some of the stranger ones were in California, lion tamer jobs. Now that's cool. Like if you're
that makes sense too, because you have all the movie stuff too.
Maybe, yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay. New York was professional cuddler. That's an odd one.
What?
Yeah. There was a girl. Do you guys ever watch America's Got Talent?
No.
Okay, so the beginning rounds are obviously people that just have no talent and they're just weird a lot of times, and so they're just for the humor of the show. There was a girl that went on that show as her talent was a professional cuddler. And so like she's like cuddling with Howie because Howie's like has a touch thing, like he has germophobia and stuff, and it was just the most ridiculous thing.
Did she get through?
No. Wait, she got through one round. Yeah, they gave her like
good
one round.
grief.
Yeah, they gave her one round through. Like, really? You guys are nuts.
That's a hard act to scale.
Yeah, I mean, like, what do you do with that? Cuddle more? Cuddle multiple people? Like, then it just gets creepy. And then in Northern Carolina, this was one of the oddest but coolest ones, was pirate jobs in Northern Carolina. Yeah, like, oh my goodness, I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't thought about being a pirate. How awesome is that? But then the East Carolina University, their mascot's the pirate, or if you want to work at the university. So it's like, oh, that's not as cool. I thought there was some swashbuckling going on that we could have been a part of, but that is not the case. Okay, so I think we actually need to get out of here today, and we have a lunch and some busy stuff working on for the show. So I apologize for this precast being very short. Did we miss anything?
We should tell people to go like and share the video we
Yeah, in news, we talk about Jeb Bush and his kind of like having to tell people to clap for him when he hit a high point in his speech, and it's really sad that he had to do that. But then Zach put together a little montage of him saying that, and then that song, "Everybody Clap Your Hands," which is really, really funny. And so beyond just the funny audio, you actually took time and made a video.
This is my job. Yeah, just made a video of it.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
during the show, he made this video during the show, and I honestly think this is one of those videos that if it gets out enough and seen by enough people while it's still hot, like it has to happen today, because by tomorrow, like, Jeb Bush.
News.
Yeah, exactly. So check it out, facebook.com/Wally Show, and share the heck out of it.
Or Twitter @Wally Show.
Any way that you like to
Or
consume
YouTube.
that, yeah, find it and share it because it's really funny. And I would love to see this thing actually go huge, because this transcends the show, but it could actually help the show too, which is really good. So I'd love to see that thing blow up. So make sure you find that and share it, because you are our loyal potties and you do that kind of stuff all the time. So you totally rule. All right, on with the rest of the podcast.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Since the world seems to be filled with irony, we do a little thing called ironic news, like this one. Pretty simple, and a lot of times it seems to involve criminals. They seem to do the most ironic things. There was a guy in Pennsylvania that was busted for shoplifting, then got into a high-speed chase with the cops, and when they finally found him, he was wearing a T-shirt that said, really good at making really bad decisions.
I feel like this is a common ironic news. I think everyone should be suspicious of any kind of shirt that alleges some kind of crime.
Yeah, some sort of illegal activity on busted tees. If you know a friend that's buying one of those, at some point in time, they are probably going to be arrested for something like this guy here. Here's one. We'll see if you guys can guess the irony on this, okay? Let me see. There was a cop who stopped a drunk driver. Okay, so he is there doing his job, and something happens while he is doing that. What happens?
The guy tries to drink more?
No.
Oh gosh, he runs the policeman over.
No, close.
I have no idea.
Gets arrested again?
Nope, he's hit by another drunk driver. Like,
Who is? The cop or
the car? The other car. The cop survived.
Oh.
No, the cop
so
was fine.
the drunk driver that he pulled over got hit
by another drunk driver.
Oh my goodness. Where was he?
I don't know.
Don't drive over there.
Yes. Oh, Florida.
Oh.
So don't drive in Florida anywhere, apparently.
Oh, my.
Yeah, how weird is that? Like, there's, a little irony to that situation. But it made his job of arresting both of them a lot easier.
Yeah, seriously. Brought him to him.
Exactly. And finally, there were some guys in Australia that witnessed a robbery at a restaurant. And so one of the guys stole the keys to the robber's getaway car. So I think that's kind of funny.
That's smart.
Yeah, there you go. So that is your ironic news for today. This is the Wally Show, and recently we were talking about one of the Marvel movies. I'm confused by a lot of those where all of a sudden they're all teaming up, and there's a Fantastic Four, and there's an Iron Man, and there's some rock thing. I'm just not a comic book person.
Thing?
Yeah, there's one of the guys is like a rock, right? Is he called a Thing or something like that?
I believe so.
Yeah, you're more into comic books than I am.
A little bit, but it does get confusing because a lot of those plot lines where they intersect are from original comics back in the day when they kind of intersect.
Yeah, I never was into comics even as a kid, like because it involved reading. It's so I like them for
little
the pictures.
speech bubbles?
Oh yeah, even that.
Two sentences at a time.
Seriously, I hate to read that much. Like because it's so problematic for me. It takes me forever to read the shortest little things. And so imagine all the emails I read daily. I skim a lot. But this one says, we were talking about that, and he wanted to give me some insight. Says, I doubt you care much about who wins or even comics in general. Correct. But there's an interesting reason of why they fight, because we were talking about how Superman and Batman are going to be in the same movie, but they're fighting each other. And it makes absolutely no sense to me. It's like, why are these two guys, why would they possibly be fighting each other? They're on the same side. And he says, they both want to do what's right, but have very different idea of what that is. There are questions as to how far we should go in obeying authority at the cost of our own ideals, or whether, being the rescuer is always the best idea. So I'm assuming that Superman has some limits that Batman, the Dark Knight, is willing to cross and blur some lines. Because, like, especially in the Batman movies, they made him a little darker than the original, like, series. But I think what got me thinking about this was, and I'm going to fully admit I'm going to cop to Jesus juking this, because I started thinking about this in the context of our faith and how many times we fight within ourselves and we actually distract people from what we're trying to accomplish. Because I think ultimately we're all trying to accomplish the same thing, and that's lead people to Christ. But we have all these different things that we think are important. We elevate all this silly stuff, and then that's the stuff we fight over, and that becomes the distraction, and ultimately we end up being less than successful at what our goal was originally, and that was to share Jesus with people. Does that make sense?
Wow, yeah, that's really deep.
Yeah, I got deep there. Yeah.
For someone who can't even read a comic book line.
I know.
That was impressive.
I know.
The Wally Show News is simply perspicacious.
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to Google it.
It's the Wally Show News.
And Becca Monica is going to get you caught up right now. What's going on?
Tax season is upon us, and it's starting off poorly. Yesterday, the IRS announced that they're experiencing hardware failure that's affecting some of their tax processing systems, including the ones that let people file their returns electronically.
Oh, that's a mess.
Yeah, and apparently it's not a new problem since the IRS has never been the leader as far as technological advances. They've been running some of the same applications for the past 50 years.
How can they not, when they're the ones that take all the money in, how do they not have the best of everything? Like,
right?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Because it doesn't work like that. Just because you take it in doesn't mean you get to spend it.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, I thought they got to keep it all, and then they divvied it out.
He's picturing like Scrooge McDuck driving the money.
Yeah, there's an IRS guy swimming through coins somewhere in my head. No, that's that's a mess because I know before, when you used to mail your taxes in, it was horrible. So electronic filing is amazing.
Right, but it's still down today. They're working on it, but who knows how long it'll be out.
And if that's going to backlog everything too,
Right.
it starts a domino effect.
But they're still going to be due on April 15th.
Oh yeah.
No getting out of that.
Their problem isn't our problem. Yeah. So we have to deal with that. But there you go.
McDonald's recently released a new menu that features new items like mozzarella sticks, but those sticks are already causing some issues. A man is suing McDonald's for falsely advertising that their mozzarella sticks are made with 100% real cheese.
They're not?
Apparently not. He's claiming that nearly 4% of the cheese portion is actually filler.
4%? Oh, my goodness.
So he wants his $1.27 back.
Fine.
And of course, $5 million in damages.
Oh, my
Whoa.
goodness.
How did that damage him?
It didn't.
He says that he wouldn't have bought the sticks if he had known they were misbranded and adulterated.
Yes, okay, fine. So, who here thinks that when you go to McDonald's, you're getting a quality meal that's healthy? No matter what you eat on the menu. No,
They sell a McRib. That is meat formed into a rib-like pattern.
That may or may not contain actual meat, but who cares? It's good. That guy needs to go to Whole Foods.
I think the judge needs to pass judgment. This guy needs just dipped in a big vat of marinara sauce.
Yes, exactly. That's ridiculous.
Finally, even the biggest, toughest, and bravest have their moments where they melt a little bit. An officer responded to a call from an animal shelter recently and about a situation they had regarding a former employee. As he was wrapping up, the manager happened to bring a puppy out that was only a few weeks old and had been abandoned in the cold.
Oh, the story's sad. The
Yeah.
backstory's important. The backstory's always important.
And the officer told the manager if she brought the dog any closer, he'd have to take it home.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, you can see where this is going.
He shot it.
No! Are you kidding me?
I am not taking that home. No, okay, no. So where to go?
He took the puppy home and named it Kylo after Star Wars. And it's
Okay.
adorable.
That's
'cause
a
he's
horrible
Okay,
name, but
yeah.
it's
this
so
giant
sweet.
police officer with this tiny little puppy.
So weird. I did not see that coming.
Seriously?
Yeah, I
you're
didn't see-
you're a horrible person.
All right, there you go. That is your news. That would have been a much better story the other way. But anyway, there's your news for this hour. Thank you, Miss Berger. This is the Wally Show, and, people like to hit me up with an email from time to time, ask me things, or let me know some things, like my good friend Jeremy did here, and I'm very appreciative of him for taking the time. Wally@allwally.com is how you can do that. Jeremy says, I've been waiting for 3 long years as a potty to say these words. Zach is wrong.
Oh, yay!
Those are our favorite words.
I know. We all take such delight in this. I guess it was something we were talking about on the podcast the other day. But as a general manager of Arby's, I can tell you unequivocally that the name Arby's does not come from roast beef, like the RB in roast beef, the initials, because that's what Zach asserted
That's what I've
yesterday.
read.
I know. The
Was the internet
always
wrong?
Right. Internet might have been wrong. But it does come from the founders, who are the
He's
Raphael
Googling.
brothers.
Stop Googling.
Yes, stop
Get your
it.
hands off that keyboard. This is a Arby's manager.
That's
What's
right.
wrong with you?
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
Seriously.
This is a guy that's gone to training. He's at a class on
I'm
Arby's.
sure he has.
He has. It's the Raphael brothers they said the RB is for the Raphael
So
brothers.
I was right that it's based
No,
on
you're not. No,
RB.
you can't take
I was
that as
wrong
I'm
on what the
right.
RB stood for.
Yeah, oh.
Presumably. I still don't. I don't know.
I was wrong. That's all that matters. Did
He's
that
like-
hurt coming out of your mouth?
I didn't. No. No, actually, no.
Yeah, it did. It's eating him alive. And
I just
love
don't
it.
believe it yet. I have to. I
Yeah,
need to
he has
You're
Google
to Google
disgusting.
Let me see. This is from a guy who is dabbling in woodworking like I do, so he sent me a picture of his first project. He said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" I critiqued it, told him it was horrible. His dovetail joints were just atrocious. No, so he said, "Yeah, my wife and I say my wife says that you and I would have a lot in common," and so we shared some pictures of woodworking, this, that, and the other. And then he said, "So." And I was complimentary of his work. So he says, I think in 30 years when you retire, if you don't die of a heart attack or a sugar-induced coma first, you should teach woodworking. Like, I appreciate that you should teach woodworking. Thank you for complimenting my skills. Like, I could actually do that. But I love the heart attack or sugar-induced coma. Thank you very much.
He's honest.
Yeah, I know. It's probably going to happen. And finally... Hey, I just started a new job a week ago as a nanny. I pick up 3 children from school and I take them home, play with them for a few hours until their mom gets home from work. Every time I get in the car, I have the same ritual. I snap the baby's car seat into the base, put the diaper bag in the passenger seat, get in the driver's seat, seatbelt on, start the car, and I set my preset for your station. Every time I'm in the car, and I didn't realize how I could be affecting the kids that I'm watching. I just started watching today on the way home from school, and the oldest boy, who's 10, started singing along with Casting Crowns. Sure, he didn't know all the words, but it does go to show, that you can sometimes unexpectedly plant seeds. So there you go. That's cool. Like, I think a lot of times we don't realize that we have a mission field all around us. We always talk about going to Africa as being a missionary and this, that, and the other. Here's a girl that has the ability to speak into the lives of these kids that she's just watching and nannying, and this time can be very beneficial. And that's the cool thing about, like Christian music and stuff, is it's the truth and the word of God getting into kids' hearts even at an early age. So there you go. That is your email. If you ever want to hit me up, it's wally@allwally.com. This is the Wally Show. And the other day we were talking about Jordan Feliz, and I've liked this guy. I think he's amazing. Nice guy. Amazing singer. And we had come across a clip of him doing a cover song of a One Direction song. Here's a little bit of that.
All my life you stood by me when no one else was ever behind me. All these lights, they can't blind me. With your love, nobody can drag me down. Nobody can drag me.
And like, he sings really high, like he's got like a really high voice, and he even has that in his song The River, which we play and we absolutely love. He's got that one really high part in it. And so we do a lot of imitations on the show. Like, we have a game that we play where we impersonate people. I thought I'd like to ratchet this up a little bit and have us see if we can imitate Jordan Feliz right now singing the really high part of his song. It sounds like this. And then we'll pick one person to be the judge and say who did the best. So now it'll be Becca, Betty, and myself, because Captain No Fun will not.
I'll be the judge.
No, you're not going to be the judge.
I'm going to be the judge.
No, you're out.
It's like you're not
Turn
even
his
here.
mic off.
That's a great idea. But people love his laugh, so I'll turn it on. So Zach never wants to be part of these things. So this is going to be Betty, Becca, and myself.
You're going against 2 girls. You know how bad this makes you look if you do win?
Or awesome. I mean, because Jordan Feliz sings really high and beautiful.
Let's also add the disclaimer that this will forever ruin the song for most people.
Yes, for sure.
That's what we do on the show.
It's a gift. So we've drawn numbers to see who goes first. And Becca, you drew the first.
What?
Yeah. she didn't even know we drew numbers. All right, so Becca, you are going to go first.
Can I hear the original clip again?
Yeah, let me give you a little bit of the original to help you out, because I want it to be fair. Okay, so you got it? Okay, so now I will give you a little clip of it so that you can work your magic right now. So here we go. This is Becca imitating Jordan Feliz.
Oh, wow. I never want to do this again. I quit.
Isn't that nice?
Now you see why Zach skips this. I'm going to say, as a musician, somebody who plays piano, flute, sang in choir, sang her own daddy-daughter dance for her wedding, I'm going to say that was a little rough.
That was bad.
That was a little rough.
She was the first one.
I was expecting.
Let's give her another shot.
I was expecting more from you.
You don't want another shot? Oh, never mind.
Betty just wants to hear it again.
I would have forgiven this ever happened.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Never
so
mind.
now we're going to go with Betty because
Wait, why are you going last?
I did the numbers.
Are you too nervous?
No,
I
I'm
think
fine.
you're scared.
Saving the best for last. Saving the best for last. Betty Rock is next. Here we go. And this is Betty Rock's imitation. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, wait, is this the music? This is where I'm going?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Highest!
That was, if we were going for highest, not
That's not what we were
pictures.
going?
No, we're just going for someone that sang it and imitated him the best.
well.
Okay, so you get to go again then, since you didn't understand the rules. So you're trying to do it right. Here we go.
Okay. Let's go down!
Wow.
Not bad. All right.
Okay,
Better than mine.
No, I wouldn't say that. She committed. She committed, so that was
You're
good.
so quick to judge, and
Okay.
you still haven't done anything.
I know, and I don't have time to right
Oh, no.
now. We're actually running out of time.
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to have to do this quickly then. Okay, here we go. So this is my imitation of Jordan Feliz. Let's go down.
Oh, no.
Oh, really?
Were you trying?
I'm sure that sounded good in your
that it?
head.
Let's go down. Okay, worse than y'all's? Really? I don't know. We'll see. All right, so now it's up to you. We're going to pick one person to judge this. 877-91-WALLY is the number if you want to sit in judgment of us. And I'm looking for someone who's a fan of me. 877-91-WALLY.
We're going down to the river.
This is the Wally Show, and we have a judge for our little imitation contest, the imitation game, as it were, of Becca, Betty, and myself doing a Jordan Feliz imitation of his song, The River. So, Gina, you are going to sit in judgment of us today. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now, we're going to do it one more time in case anybody missed it the first time. So we'll go in the same order. We're going to start with Becca here. So, Becca, here you go. This is the high part of the Jordan Feliz song. Okay, so that was Becca's entry. Now we'll go to Betty. Oh, she changed it up there at the end, gave it a
Made
little
it a little
something
bit
special.
better.
Okay, and now it's my turn. If that's possible. I actually did worse that time. Oh, but Gina is going based on the first round of performances.
Well, then why don't we do it a second time?
Just to have people enjoy a little bit of goodness
I
there.
didn't enjoy it.
So, Gina, who's the winner?
I have to go with Betty. I think it was a tie going into it with Betty and Becca, but, Betty just kind of broke the tie there with that little extra she gave on the second round.
Wow!
And I also have a feeling, just having listened to y'all for 2 days, I can already tell Wally's the kind of guy that he knew this was coming up. He planned it and he practiced it. So I would have expected a whole lot better with that
I like you.
You've only been listening to the show for 2 days and you've already got me pegged like that.
Acts of audio.
Today's random act of audio comes to us courtesy of Facebook. There's a video on Facebook going around of a mom as she stands with her son at her son's school with a bunch of teachers there to address some of the issues. And here's what she had to say to start off her I guess it's a rant.
First of all, I know my son.
That's it.
I know what he did last year, but this is a new year. Yeah. So I don't want nobody reminding me about what I understand, because he mine.
So you think like she's going to be going off on these teachers and be like, hey, my son's awesome. Quite the opposite. This was a lady that was taking responsibility for her son's behavior. Her point was, look, that was last year. Give him a fresh start this year because I'm regulating this now. Like, she's like, I'm in. Like, I didn't know some of the stuff that was going on. I'm in now. And I loved hearing her take responsibility and want to be active in what her son does in school. And the best, though, is the teachers around just kind of agreeing as she shares her thoughts.
I work 2 jobs. Wow. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If I get a call from this school, and if I got to get off my job to come up here because he don't know how to keep that mouth shut,
she's like, he is going to get it. And then she's, preach, and so they're fully in support of this lady as she continues to break it down.
I took that cell phone away because that was an extra bill that I was paying.
That's right.
All them Air Jordans costing $200. He ain't got no job.
That's right.
I'm going to tell you, he can get them Air Jordans when he get a job.
Hello.
Suddenly Adele showed up at the thing.
Hello.
I just love the affirmations because as teachers, they get all the time, well, my child's perfect, you're a bad teacher. My kid would never do this. And this is a lady that was like, yeah, my kid messed up and I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen again. It's on me now. And so for them, they're like, oh my goodness, this is new territory. I can't believe this.
I don't want to embarrass myself and I don't want to embarrass my son. But he know I will. Okay? I will, because I love him.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. I brought him in this world, and God knows I'll take him out.
I like her. Yeah, she's awesome, man. But it's true. Like she's like, I don't want to embarrass my son, like I've done for the past 4 minutes in this video, because she made him stand there, and then she's like, hey, Miss Rebecca, weren't you one of his teachers last year? Yeah. And what was the problem? You owe her something, don't you, son? And she made him apologize.
Wow.
And when his apology wasn't very loud or enough, his mom's like, for what? What do you need to apologize? And made him break it down. She was awesome, man.
That's the thing. If you're going to have a kid that's going to be a little mischievous, you want to have her as his mother in that classroom.
For sure. Yeah, and I do think that it goes back to just parenting. We have to be intentional and be involved with what our kids are doing and not always assume the best of them. We want to, but there are times where you have to be willing to listen to other people that are like, yeah, maybe your kid isn't the angel you think that they are, and but not mine, obviously. But I mean, and you have to be willing to take responsibility for that.
And that would be the hardest part about being a teacher is if parents don't back you up on those things, like the parents who just defend their kids no matter what, or if there's no consequences at home, there's really very little a teacher can do to a kid.
Exactly, because it's not their job to raise our kids. It's our job, and this lady is taking the right steps and making sure that she has a son that grows up to be a good man.
They say it's smart not to talk about religion or politics.
He's the logic vacuum.
Well, we've never been that smart. It's the Wally Show News.
And Becca's going to get you caught up right now with what's going on.
It seems that Donald Trump is not overcoming in second to Ted Cruz in the Iowa caucuses on Monday night. He tweeted yesterday, based on the fraud committed by Senator Cruz during the Iowa caucus, either a new election should take place or Cruz results nullified. Ted Cruz didn't win Iowa, he stole it.
Hashtag not bitter at all. Like,
right.
Really, Trump? Okay, so you didn't go to the thing, so you came in second. Even not being in the debate, you still came in second. That's pretty good. But to allege somebody of fraud, like I hadn't heard Cruz doing anything that was fraudulent. So where does that come from?
The allegation is that Ted Cruz's camp kind of made it seem that Ben Carson had dropped out of the race, even though he hadn't. So Donald Trump's reasoning was, all of those Ben Carson supporters then supported Ted Cruz.
Right.
So that was the theory behind it. But Ted Cruz did fire back on Twitter and called it yet another hashtag Trumper tantrum.
Oh, that's funny.
Trumper tantrum.
That's funny.
He's been sitting on that one for a while.
Yeah, he has. And he picked a good time to use it. Nicely
Absolutely.
done. Okay.
Speaking of things not going as well as people thought they would, Jeb Bush has been struggling lately. He received less than 3% of the vote in Iowa, and it seems like he's also having some issues getting a crowd excited.
I think the next president needs to be a lot quieter, but send a signal that we're prepared to act in the national security interests of this country, to get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.
That is
hard.
really
That's
sad.
pitiful.
Because when you're a professional speaker, you want to rally people and inspire them, and you have pauses in your speech where you've brought it home, and then to literally have to go,
Please clap.
that's very problematic, man. Oh, that is so sad to me. It sounds like he could use a little help. I think.
Yeah, he could use. Is Mr. C the guy who does
the cha-cha slide?
Yeah, cha-cha slide guy.
Oh yes, if he had him, that whole moment would have gone completely differently.
To get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world.
Everybody clap your hands.
Please clap.
Come on, y'all.
Please clap. Please
Yeah.
clap.
Check it out, y'all.
Please clap.
Yeah, now, look how much fun that is. That just turned into an event. That went from a sad speech moment to, hey, I think we're at a rave. Put out some glow sticks. This could be fun.
He's president now.
Yes, exactly.
And finally, a lot of times the ads you see online are based on the things you search. And Google is now going out of their way to ensure the right ads go to the right people. They're planning to feature anti-terrorism ads to target people who Google how to join ISIS.
People are Googling
People
that?
are Googling how to join ISIS. Now, you never know if it's, as a joke. Either way, it should be flagged.
Yeah.
But they're going to have specific ads that are created by different nonprofits that will give all the reasoning behind why maybe you wouldn't want to be a terrorist.
You know what? Save the time and the money with the ads. Just anytime someone Googles, how do I join ISIS, you just turn their name in. Like, just give that to the government. I know that, sounds crazy, but you should.
We don't want to live in that kind of world.
I do, actually. Because I'm not going to type, how do I join ISIS,
Yeah, but what if, one day it's being a Christian that the government doesn't like, and if you type in, how do I become a Christian, they take you in because they're monitoring every word you type.
When we get to that point, it's pretty much game over at that point. That's what, that's the whole Revelation stuff coming to happen then, so I'm already done.
So this is just a step in that direction.
Maybe so. I don't know, but that seems crazy to me. It's very creative. But if you have the ability to identify people that might have a leaning towards that, and you're not providing it's like if you knew somebody that might, because they said something, want to blow up a school, and you didn't say something, then that's on you. I know it's like, well, they didn't do it, but they mentioned that they might want to. You should turn that person in. So I don't care if you're a company or not. They have a responsibility to help keep people safe. So, all right, there you go. That's the final word on that. I win. That's your news for this hour. Thank you, Miss Becca. Hey, it's the Wally Show. Who's this?
Hey, this is Nikki. I was just wanting to chime in on the whole thing about ISIS.
With people Googling, how do I join ISIS, and them, instead of turning people in, are just doing targeted ads to say, hey, don't join ISIS.
Yeah. Well, to me, I have to stand behind you, because I think they should be turned in. It's not that they're looking for a religious group. They're looking for a terrorist group. It's different if they were Googling how to become a Muslim. That's different. Yeah, I mean, they're looking to be a terrorist, not a Christian group or not some type of religious group. It is to become a terrorist. There's a big difference between the two.
This is the Wally Show, and it's time for our big game. This is a football-related contest, a mental gridiron battle between Zach and you and myself and someone else. 60-inch flat screen television, Woodlawn movie, home theater, all on the line, because you get your name in our grid where, following the big game, you could win all of that stuff, but you got to be on the grid to have a shot at it. So that's what we're giving you the chance for right now. The way it works is you will play with either Zach or myself, and you get to choose. Well, at least one person gets to choose. The other person is stuck with me. And so that's kind of how this has gone so far. Actually, the lady yesterday chose me.
She chose you first.
Yeah, it didn't work out for her.
Bad choice. Yeah, Zach is 2-0 right now.
He is 2-0. I got home from work yesterday, and my wife had been listening, and she goes, I cannot believe that lady chose you. What is wrong with her? I'm like,
Not
thanks,
even
honey.
your wife would choose you.
No, I know.
Oh,
I'm like, really? I've got to win one of these.
You had really hard questions yesterday.
Thank you. I told
give
her
you
that too. I appreciate your honesty on that.
Yes.
But you know what? You knew an answer before you even got choices, so you definitely are better at this than I am. But I'm hoping to win one. I just want to pull one victory out.
Today, the questions, I believe, are a little bit easier than yesterday. Yesterday was a challenge.
Okay.
Today's a fresh start. I still don't believe in you, but...
Well, here's the other thing. I don't want to blame my partners in the past, but they've been no help. Like, if I had somebody that knew sports, then and I could go, I don't know, and they go, oh, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, well, fantastic. We're in this. But when you take me, who knows nothing about sports, and I'm always getting people that also don't know anything about sports, we're hosed.
So you need someone to carry your weight.
Yes, and I don't mind that. I just want a victory. I want to be on a winning team. So if you know sports, pick me, and then you just run with it. I'll be quiet. Good luck. 877-91-WALLY is the number. It's our big game. If you want to play right now, we need 2 people that want to get their name on that grid, and hopefully you know a little something about football. This is the Wally Show, and it's the big game where Zach and I take on each other in some football trivia here, but we're not alone. We have a team. Helen, how are you?
I am fabulous. How are you?
Good. Now, who are you going to choose, Zach, to be on their team? Probably Zach. Who do you want to have on your team, Zach?
Actually, I'm going to choose you.
No, you are not.
Yes, I am.
I would like to apologize ahead of time for the loss. Do you know anything about football?
No, I think that this time we're actually going to do it. So,
all right.
I have faith in that.
You know what? I have faith in you. So, Charlie, that means you are playing with Zach. Is that who you would have chosen?
More than likely.
Yeah, thank you. More than likely, yes. Okay, so here we go. It's Zach and Charlie taking on Helen and myself.
All right, Wally, which NFL team's helmet simply features a set of wings?
A set of wings. Oh, I know this one. No, I know what it is. Helen, do you know what it is?
No, actually, I don't know that one.
It is the Minnesota Vikings.
You're right, it is. Yes.
Am I right?
You're wrong.
What?
You're wrong.
The Vikings?
Yes.
Why would they have wings? Instead of like the Eagles,
they
maybe.
They look like wings.
They're horns.
They're horns.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Vikings are known for their flight.
That makes sense. Yeah.
They flew across the Atlantic.
Really? It seems like I'm giving this away, but
Yes.
I just remembered them looking like the Eagles. That makes more sense.
Now it makes sense.
It is the Eagles, and that's my final answer.
There you
No,
go.
you can't do that. You can't do
There
that,
are
Helen.
5 NFL teams that are birds, and you picked the Vikings.
Oh, the Falcons, too. But they have an actual bird on there, I think. Oh, wow.
You didn't even wait for the choices.
I didn't. Could it be the Rams? Give me the choices.
Yeah.
Give me the choices.
Too late now.
It's too late.
I would have gone with the Eagles if I'd had the choices. Betty, pause. I didn't think there were choices. Dadgummit.
No point there.
All right. I hope this next one for them is hard.
The choices, Wally.
Zach and Charlie, in what year did the NFL first make wearing a helmet mandatory? Is it A, 1923, B, 1933, C, 1943, or D, 1953?
I know this.
I have no idea. I'm sure. Is it the Vikings?
Can he pass?
If we think about it logically, the NFL, I don't think, started until the 1940s. So
That's a good
I would
point.
have to go with D, 1953. Can we classify what type of helmets? Were they leather helmets or?
Any kind of
Oh
helmet.
my gosh, you and Zach are made for each other. Stop it, just pick.
Let's go with 53. I think it might be 43, but let's go 53.
It
All right,
is
I'm good with that.
incorrect. It's 43.
Yes!
Oh, we should have gone
game!
with Zach on that one, Charlie.
I am surprised that the NFL was around in 43. So I understand what you're saying, Charlie.
We have a 0-0 tie, and that's as good as a win for me. So we're going to find out who wins in 15 minutes right here on The Wally Show. This is the big game on The Wally Show. We have Zach and Charlie taking on Helen and myself in a football trivia thing. On the line, the Woodlawn movie about football for them, and also getting on our grid to win a 60-inch flat screen TV and a home theater. So great prize. So here we go. It's my question now, right, Rock?
Yes. Who is the oldest football player in NFL history? Is it George Blanda, Brett Favre, Gerald McNeil, or Michael Jasper?
What do you think there, Helen? This is a tough question.
Ooh.
There's no way it's Brett Favre,
No.
even though he's come back a million times, and I don't know any of those other names.
I'm thinking that it's McNeil.
Think it's McNeil? Sure, we'll go with McNeil. Final answer.
Wrong! It's George Blanda.
Oh, my goodness! George Blanda. Who knows who that is?
He was that old guy,
I don't
right?
know who that is.
Yeah,
so-
I didn't either.
Question for Zach and Charlie. When George Blanda retired in 1976, how many seasons of professional football had he played? Is it A, 20, B, 23, C, 26, or D, 29?
Wow.
Well, that's easy. It's 29. It's the most because he was the longest player. No, I'm just kidding.
That's all of those are insanely long career. What do you think, Charlie?
I honestly have no idea, but I don't think anybody's played over 23 seasons.
Yeah, it was 23B.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Final answer?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Yes, we're still tied at 0.
It's 26.
Yes. We only need one right, Helen. We can win this, Jazz. Okay, go ahead.
All right. When the original Cleveland Browns left Ohio, what team did they become? Baltimore Ravens, Houston Texans, Seattle Seahawks, or Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
I would say Texans, because I think the Ravens were somebody else.
You know what? Yes, I think you're right. Texans.
All right, we're going to go Texans.
Wrong. Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, come on. I even said it.
That's a word. And that's a bird.
That's
Does
what
have
I
a
said,
wing
too,
on
Ravens.
it.
Texans were an expansion team when the Oilers moved to
No one
Tennessee.
cares.
Okay.
So if they get this right, Wally, they win.
Yes, I know. It'll be the easiest question ever. I know it.
All right, Zach and Charlie. Since the original team was moved and the Browns resumed operations in Cleveland, how many winning seasons have they had?
Oh, this is painful.
No choices.
It's 0 or 1. I think it might be 1.
Oh, real quick, before you
What
give
do
your final answer, tie goes to me and Helen.
Oh, is that a good rule?
Yes.
What
I said it.
What do you think, Charlie?
I agree with you. Let's do 0.
All right, let's do 0.
Please be 1.
That is wrong.
Oh!
1 is wrong.
Oh.
It was 2.
Oh, yes.
No confidence in your team.
So
The Browns
I
are so
called it.
good.
Tie goes to Helen and Wally because they missed that.
Oh,
So
my
congratulations, Helen!
You missed the easiest questions in the world, though, so no way.
All right, in fairness, we're going to put you both on the grid since you both did equally horrible. So maybe you think you can do a little better than Charlie and Helen did. All you got to do is go to allwally.com and see if you can get your name on the grid.
Come out, come out, come out, you pretty kitten.
This is the Wally Show, and I think God gives us all different abilities in life. And one of Betty's God-given gifts is something that not a lot of people have. She has the ability to look at the picture of any cat and name it within a split second, and it doesn't take long. Her names are always amazing. I think.
Thank you.
I am jealous of your ability to do this.
Thank you. I think I have other people in here that are jealous, but they have a different tactic than you of praising me.
Yes.
I'm
They
not
tear me
jealous.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. You're jealous.
They have thrown you off. They have stolen your mojo.
Yeah, and I can't
called
get
her
it
to
back.
greatness.
No, you guys
No.
have really. It was sad to me. It's kind of like when you see a great like like a sports hero kind of fall, and then they go into a slump, and you're just rooting for him. That's what happened to Rock. You guys slumped her.
You said that she fell?
Yeah. Well,
wow. Wally's saying
After
that
you
your
guys-
dating skills fell.
Wally?
Holy cow.
no, I'm saying she started to doubt herself. And if
okay.
you're gonna play at this level, you can't doubt yourself. There can be no doubt. So what
happens if you do doubt yourself?
You will fail.
You will fail, and you said she doubted herself, so you're saying she failed?
She's had a couple stinkers, I'll be honest.
Wally's
No.
not on your side.
I have served you up this week. No, Rock.
I have no one going for
No,
me.
you do.
No one's
You
on
do.
my team.
You do. You have me and Jesus. You've got me and Jesus, okay?
Can I pick a different team?
You don't want to be on
you
Jesus'
and
team? Wow. Yeah.
You're on
Yeah.
it.
How bad do you have to not like someone to have Jesus on your team, but then go, I don't want to be on that team because you're on it?
Wow.
Wow, that's bad.
That was harsh.
Okay, so I have hand selected and served you up with this is easy. This is going to bring you back. This is going to put you back on top. You're going to be amazing at this, okay? So this is Jesse's new cat. She says, please, someone, Betty, name my kitten. I can't think of anything. This is a cute little girl kitten. She's adorable. Has a little collar on, little thing already. Just absolutely one of the cutest cats you'll ever see in your life. So this should be, and she's fun. She's frisky, likes to play. Here we go. In the count of 3, 2, 1, name that cat.
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles! She's back! Betty's back! Sprinkles! It's great because her fur looks like little sprinkles. Yes! Sprinkles the
goodness.
cat.
Is that good enough
That's
for you,
great.
Zach?
So
Yes.
great.
I
Yes.
totally see it.
Sprinkles the cat! Yay! Don't listen to them, Rock. You're back.
These are the least important stories out of Hollywood, but nonetheless entertaining. It's the least of these.
And Betty Rock has got it for you. What's going on?
Well, we mentioned earlier last week that Will Smith is boycotting the Oscars due to some racial discrimination. But it sounds like it wasn't his idea. Will might have been pressured into boycotting this thing by his wife when he found out through the paparazzi that she had posted a video.
You know the paparazzi, Will. You're not going to the Oscars. What do you think about Jada's video? I had no idea. And I'm like, babe, you got to give a fella a little heads up.
That's awesome. She makes a big social stand. He'd already got his tux.
Oh, we're boycotting? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got
and
it.
you know you're going to do what your wife says, especially on something that big. You cannot go against her for that.
Another celebrity that may be boycotting the Oscars along with the Smiths is Leonardo DiCaprio. We had mentioned that at the SAG Awards there was footage that was out of him smoking one of those vape pens.
Yeah.
And the American Lung Association was very disturbed by his actions because there is belief that this can still cause cancer to you and others that can get your secondhand smoke. But they must have stirred up a stink so much that now the Oscars are saying that you cannot smoke at all during their ceremony.
Oh, really? Like so no vapes inside,
and of course no cigarettes. Like that's
I don't know the law on this. I don't know. Are vapes able to smoke? You can't smoke a vape on a plane. So are you able to do the
vapes on a plane?
Vapes.
That'd be a bad movie.
That's awesome. They got to call Samuel L. Jackson for the sequel. Get off my plane, vapes.
Wrong movie.
No, he does that too.
Oh,
it's
does
over,
he?
guys.
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
It's over.
Okay, sorry.
That was also from
Harrison Ford,
yeah. Okay, so
I don't know where you're going. Samuel L. Jackson.
I was trying to. Are you allowed to actually have like a vapor cigarette indoors?
In LA, you're not allowed to smoke anywhere in public.
Okay, well, yeah, that makes sense.
So in your own car, in your own house, yeah.
When I first moved to California, like they had that rule, like they were one of the first states to adopt no smoking, like in restaurants and stuff like that. And so I remember going there from Florida, where you could light up anywhere. And so I'd go to the restaurant and go, I'd go, hey, 3 for non-smoking, and the lady would look at me like, what? Because apparently that had been a thing there for years. Like they had already stopped that practice.
Oh,
but
it's
Florida
still
was
odd to me. It
behind.
makes me feel old to even remember times where you did have to say that.
Yeah,
Because now I think, oh my
section.
gosh, right?
And
Now it's not even thinkable.
And they always put it with just a wall with no top to the wall. It was like a 3-foot wall.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
this is the smoking section. This is the non-smoking section.
Oh, my favorite restaurant had a 2x4 that would separate you from smoking and non-smoking. So you're sitting at this table, and the one that's like 3 feet from you, they're smoking, and the smoke's just coming straight towards you.
I love that she just has bare 2x4s in the restaurants that she goes to.
It was a classy place. Dreams do come true for Becca, that is. Taylor Swift.
We're going to be best friends?
No, not exactly.
Dreaming way too big. Taylor Swift just announced that she's developing her own mobile game.
I'm in. I'm downloading it now.
She's not the first star to have her own game. Katy Perry and Kim Kardashian have also tried this and have been successful, but there's no word yet on what form of game this is going to be.
There's a Katy Perry game? I did not know this. I can't, there was a Journey stand-up video game back in the day that was fun.
What's a stand-up game?
When you'd go to arcades and there was the big box game, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
An arcade game.
An arcade game, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm curious what you do in Taylor Swift's world.
I mean, if Katy Perry can do it and Kim Kardashian, I mean,
Yeah.
what game is that? Let me go buy something?
Okay, when you stay on this, Becca, as soon as it comes out, you need to get that so we
She
can
won't
play
be doing
it.
work anymore. She'll be over there playing her little Taylor Swift game.
I could see that. All right, there you go. That is your least of these for today. Thank you, Miss Betty. This is the Wally Show, and it dawned on me the other day that after hearing a conversation between Becca and this other girl, that there are things that girls say to each other that guys would never in a million years say to each other, or could never say to each other. So we're here in the studio, and Amber walks in and just kind of walks by the door, kind of sticks her head in, and Becca walks over to her and hugs her. And do you remember what you said, or do you even remember?
Oh, I absolutely do. I said, you smell amazing.
Yeah, who says that to somebody? Like, guys could I've never ever hugged Zach, ever, or said, hey, Zach, man, bro, you smell amazing today. What are you wearing?
I thought it was sweet, Becca.
I mean, she did.
She's free to give, yeah.
Her
What'd she
perfume was
smell like?
working for her. It was just like a pleasant
Like
perfume.
flowers.
Yeah.
Like flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I think girls are very complimentary of each other, and
I don't
maybe
think
that's it.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I know.
No.
I told my best friend one time. I said, "What lotion are you using? Because your hands are so soft."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now that I have said to Zach, in all fairness, he has hands like a baby's behind. It's the craziest thing.
You won't hug him, but you'll hold hands all day.
Sounds worse when you put it that way, yes. But no, I'm curious, what are some of the things that you, if maybe as a woman, have caught yourself saying to another woman that you're like, oh yeah, like my girlfriends and I say this to each other all the time, but like guys could never say that to each other. Like even like saying, oh my gosh, you look so hot, girl. Like girls say that stuff when they're trying on clothes and stuff.
Yeah. It sounds creepy when it comes out of your mouth.
I know, but that's exactly my point, is that guys can't do that stuff. So I'm curious, what are some of those things that you say that and then I'll say it like to Zach to see if it's truly creepy or if it will work.
Let's reverse them. I'd like to hear Zach say them to you.
You know what?
That would be more fun.
Thanks, Betty. That's a great idea.
Absolutely right. Betty, that's why you're here. It's the idea. It's big picture stuff. Nicely done, Rock. I love it. So we'll do that right now. 877-91-WALLY. Things you've actually said to your girlfriends, and we'll have Zach say them to me. This is going to be gross. 877-91-WALLY. This is the Wally Show, and women definitely are more complimentary of each other when they talk back and forth and stuff. And so you'll say things like, Betty Rocks, like things you say to your friends.
Like, your hands are so soft. What kind of lotion are you using?
Yeah, and guys don't have these conversations. So, Catherine, I'm curious if there's something that you've said to one of your girlfriends that will have Zach say to me, and we'll see if it's something guys could actually share.
I was in a life group one day, and it was crowded, and it was summertime, and so people were wearing shorts, and I was on the floor and sitting next to this woman, and I actually touched her leg, and I said, you have the prettiest knees.
Oh, really?
Really?
But in girl world, like that's normal.
So sweet.
That's a compliment. In guy world, you get punched in the throat. All right, but Zach, go ahead.
Well, you have beautiful knees.
Wow, you didn't even hesitate. But you are right. Thank
How did
you.
it make you feel?
I feel beautiful now.
See?
I shouldn't be able to see your knees so well, but those jeans are so tight.
Yes. This is the Wally Show, and it's no secret that girls, will have conversations that guys probably shouldn't have. But they're usually like complimentary of each other. Like Becca ran into a friend and was like, "You smell amazing," and that's something that I've never ever said to Zach. Partly because I can't. But what we're doing, Janet, is I'd like for you to share something you've said to a friend, and we'll have Zach say it to me to see if guys could actually say something like that.
Well, I'm a group fitness instructor, so one thing I would say is, girl, you look amazing in those yoga pants.
Oh, okay.
You have to include the girl.
Yeah. So let's set the scene. Zach and I have just finished a little hot yoga together, as we often do.
You're wearing your yoga pants.
Yeah, both of us. And I just got a new pair. I'm very excited about them. I wore them out for the first time.
But you're feeling a little self-conscious.
I am, because I think they might not accentuate me properly.
Right.
Oh, you shouldn't be self-conscious. Girl, those yoga pants look amazing.
Oh my gosh, really? Because I was self-conscious about them. Thank you. Now I'm going to go throw up. That is awesome. Thank you, girl.
Oh, you're welcome.
I was talking to Zach. This is the Wally Show, and after hearing a conversation with Becca and another woman the other day, where Becca just exclaimed, "Wow, you smell amazing," it made me realize there are things that women can say to each other that guys would never say. So here's what I want you to do, Hannah, is tell me something that you've said to one of your girlfriends, and then we'll kind of role play it. We'll have Zach say it to me and see if it really is creepy and guys should never say that. So what's yours, Hannah?
That their bottom looks amazing in their jeans.
All right, Zach, I'm going to give you a pass on this one.
I don't think we need to test run that.
No, you don't have to say this one. You're off the hook, because I don't even want to hear those words come out of your mouth. Well, that's going to do it for the podcast today. Thank you so much for indulging us and hanging out with us. I love it. I got an email from somebody the other day that was like, "Oh, it's so nice to have the podcast back from my commute." And I'm spoiled because I don't drive a lot, and so I don't listen to podcasts a lot. Like, I'm still way behind on the Serial podcast.
Oh my goodness, they're going back to Adnan. Anyway.
No, they are not.
Yeah, because he is having a hearing.
Oh, they're from season 1.
Uh-huh.
See, now that's awesome.
Yes.
Because then they started saying, well, they're doing the Bo Bergdahl one, and they stretched it out to every 2 weeks. And I'm just like, you have to consume that in large chunks. Like, I don't like to consume podcasts in like 10 minutes here, then pick it back up later. And so I love the fact this lady's like, I drive for an hour to work. And so she likes listening to our podcast as part of that. So I'm very thankful that people miss us when we're gone and actually want to listen to it. But now I've got to go listen to the Serial podcast and get caught up on that. So I'm out.